Juan, pedalsandeffects.com. ZVEX Super Ringtone, the incredibly knobbed out pedal that I just got from ZVEX. It's incredible. It's a lot, but it is incredible what it does. It's basically 16 steps of ring mod that you can sequence through. As you saw, I was going through, basically, I set it up to do 4 sequences, as you can see. That went through 4 sequences. You can make it go through 16. You can make it go randomly. You can adjust what I was doing right there in the beginning sequences. I was adjusting the different ring mod sounds here. So when I went like this, let me hit it again, and I'm going to hold the freeze pattern here, and then I'll be able to turn it. You'll see how the ring mod sounds. So here we go. So what we're going to do is we're going to jump into this pedal, and I'm going to show you a lot of what it's capable of doing, and then I'll show you how I would personally use it. Just to get started on this pedal, this is 16 mini step knobs that you can set to control either the ring for that individual step or the groove for that individual step. If you wish, you can individually change the rate at which each step moves to the next, causing less of a setting step and more of a glide to the next step in sequence. That's what the groove option is, which is here. We're in the groove section here. You set the groove ring, switch to groove, and then you access this feature by just turning these guys here. This part of this is the part that makes it sound like you can make it sound like circuit bent keyboards or whatever. There are four different ways to control the tempo, meaning how fast it's going to go through the sequence. The speed knob here, the tap hold button, which obviously is this guy right here, and an expression pedal, which we don't have that hooked up, but that's fine. And there's also the MIDI clock, which is the MIDI inputs are here. You'll see quickly that adjusting the speed control overrides the previous tap tempo, and tapping the override, then overrides the previous speed cone. So you can sit here and you can have a tempo going in here, and then once you turn this, that'll override whatever you tapped in. And then once you start tapping it in, it overrides whatever you've done here. Figuring out how many sequences you want to go, you turn this guy. So say I want to get up to here, you just turn it, and then now your sequence will go through from step 1. Okay, it's on random. Let's keep it on sequence. So there, it's going in sequence. And then if you want to save presets, you have to hold this down, and then it'll save your preset for that one, save, whatever. So, but that's really, it's really cool. I want to have less. I like using 4 because I'm playing my little riff in 4/4. So I try to match it, then I try to tempo it so it switches in time. Okay, and then adjusting the glissando, which is this right here. Here's your gliss. Here's your gliss knob. There's a knob in the upper right here. It's the gliss, which globally adjusts all glissando rates between the steps to the same value. It's labeled different from the groove switch to remind you that it adjusts all of them at once, so it's not quite as groovy. Adjust this one first. If you adjust the individual groove settings and then try to adjust a global glissando setting, it will erase all the groove settings, and every step will follow the global glissando control alone. You can, of course, go back and set your groove settings, but remember, this is to save yourself time and aggravation. Set the glissando first, then get into the groove section of it. So as you can see, I've explained about half of what this pedal does, and it has so much adjustment to what you do. It really, if you really jump into this pedal, there's some amazing things, and it really does come like from the glissando stuff that you can set. So you can set it to where it'll chop hard on these first 3 steps, and then you put the glissando on these 3, so then it'll smooth yours, so it won't be so choppy. So it'll be a bang, boom, bam, bam, and then it'll be boing, boing, it'll just smooth out your different sequence jumps. So Having said that, it's probably easier that I just play and then it show you how to make the adjustments on the pedal. All right, so I'm gonna loop some stuff and go through this pedal, and I'm gonna add the fuzzalo, and so you can hear what it sounds like getting fuzzed out before the super ringtone. So here we go. This is just a one note, and watch how it freaks one note. Melody was made off one note, just one sampled one note, and then going through the super ringtone, it gave you a melody with a rhythm, and then I, just the different settings, I gave it a little bit of push somewhere, and then a little bit of staccato somewhere, and then you kick in the fuzzalo, and then you get this whole other thing. But definitely tracking through more steps, it's a little bit more works to get something that you can really use, like is in a melodic sense. So you really got to focus in and do it. I tend to like to just go through these 4 and then kind of create something simple, and then I might build it up to 8. But let me just break it down back to 4, and then I'll show you what I mean.